Heart disease, women. Our team members are Florida Lewis, Vanessa Manham, Maria Smiles, Aisha Mitchell, Elizabeth Luzona Munez. Our title page, topic and assessment data, heart disease, women. Our table of contents, the thesis statement, identification through assessment, means of the health issues or problems, heart disease, and how it affects the target population, women. The risk factors, other demographic information outlined by epidemiological assessment measure, how the two essential services that revolve around assessment, monitor health, and diagnostic and investigate applies to heart disease in women, and ensure that a community health assessment is accurate. More women than men die of heart disease. According to the American Heart Association, only 1 in 5 women believe that heart disease is their greatest health threat. Men and women both suffer from heart disease, just not necessarily in the same way. Heart disease starts with a buildup of plaque in the blood vessels, and if untreated, can lead to heart attacks. Coronary heart disease, also known as coronary artery disease, and ischemic heart disease, is a disease of the heart blood vessel that, if left untreated, can cause heart attacks. Like any muscle, the heart needs a constant supply of oxygen and nutrients that are carried to it by blood in the coronary arteries. When the coronary arteries become narrow or clogged and cannot supply enough blood to the heart, the result is coronary heart disease. Risk factors that can be controlled: being obese or overweight, sedentary lifestyle, which means little or no exercise. Obesity and sedentary lifestyles are more common in postmenopausal women. Older women may be particularly prone to inactivity and obesity, and both are strong risk factors for heart disease and strokes. Smoking accounts for the vast majority of heart attacks in women under the age of 45, and is a huge multiplier of risk in women who have a family history of heart disease. The combination of smoking, using birth control pills, increase the risk of early heart disease by 20-folds. High blood pressure or hypertension is a major risk factor for heart disease and strokes. It is common in women over 55, and evidence suggests that hypertension in women is often undertreated. High cholesterol and other lipids greatly increase the risk of heart disease and stroke. Diabetes, type 2 diabetes, is becoming even more common, right along with one of its root causes, which is obesity. Diabetes should be thought of as a disease of the blood vessel as much as a disease of sugar metabolism. The risk of blood disease in women with diabetes is increased as much as 6-fold. A diagnosis of metabolic syndrome is particularly common in postmenopausal women. An increase of C-reactive protein is a new risk factor that may be more important in women than men. Using birth control pills, especially if you also is a smoker, is a high risk. And risk factors that are non-controlled: you have a family history of premature coronary disease or stroke occurring in male family members younger than 55, or in female family members younger than 65. You are 55 years or older. You are postmenopausal and have had your ovaries removed. During any pregnancy you had experienced pre-eclampsia, especially high blood pressure. African American women are more likely to die of CAD than Caucasian women, mainly because they are more likely to have more risk factors, including high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, and smoking, and more likely to receive poor health care than Caucasian women. Heart disease risk is also higher among Mexican American, Native Hawaiian, and Native Indian. That may be partly due to higher rates of obesity and diabetes in these groups. You can take steps to lower your risk of developing cardiovascular disease. Do not smoke or use tobacco products. If you have high blood pressure, use diet, exercise, and medication control your blood pressure. Exercise strengthens your cardiovascular system and keep your weight under control. Eat a healthy diet. Be careful your intake of salt and saturated fats. Eat plenty of fruits, vegetables, and whole grain. Reduce stress as much as possible. Each year, the American Heart Association, in conjunction with the Center for Disease Control and Prevention and the National Institute of Health, bring together the most up-to-date statistics on heart disease. Death rates from cardiovascular disease have declined, yet the burden of disease remained high. In 2007, overall death rates from cardiovascular disease were 251.2 per 1,000 people. The rate was 294 per 1,000 for white males, 405.9 per 1,000 for black males, 205.7 per 1,000 for white females, and 286.1 per 1,000 for black females. On the basis of the 2007 mortality rate data, more than 2,200 Americans died of cardiovascular disease each day, an average of 1 every 39 seconds. Current policy. Each year, the American Heart Association produces statistical statements and guidelines to promote the mission of reducing death and disability caused by heart disease. The policy agenda is focused on the Association 2020 goal to improve cardiovascular health of U.S. population and reduce mortality rate both by 20%. The policy agenda covers heart disease and stroke research, priorities around nutrition, physical activity, tobacco control and prevention, access to quality and affordable health care, system of care, and nonprofit issues. Policy development. Our community can be more involved with the AHA raise money for the cause as well as the awareness. The community could have workshops for nutrition, exercise, and healthy lifestyle. Changes to help working parents keep children aware of heart disease. The school could teach about heart disease in PE classes and teach kids the real importance of healthy exercise, as well as having nutrition classes to help kids learn how to make healthy eating choices before they develop heart disease. Our references are www.healthywomen.org, Heart Disease Risk in Women, heartdiseaseabout.com, www.ncbi.nih.gov/pm/article/PMC. Resources: American Heart Association, John Warner, MD, Share Coordinating Committee.